What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I had one bet. Yeah, one bet. My bad. I was making sure I had this tweet go out the way it was supposed to go, and it was a winner. It was the Bucks game over 249. So nice to have a winning day, but we still got more work to do. As far as the chat is concerned, the chat put in work. Chat definitely put in work. 15, 7, and 2 was what I got as far as the plays that I tracked. And if you split, I will not call it out. Avery, you did finally fall off. You were a little bit of the losing days, but you've been fire every single day, so it doesn't matter. The team picked you up. Um, Guys who had good calls. Tomorrow and Justin both had Steph to get 30 plus. He had 33. That was nice. Bitsy, I didn't get to track Nurkic in the first quarter, but I know you had John Tavares over 3.5 shots on goal. A nice hockey winner. He had 5. Showtime, he got to the window with the Grizzlies. Was braver than me. Grizzlies went outright. Nice work there. Silver slide like the Warriors plus, and they went outright. That was a nice call. There were a few pushes. There were 2 pushes, so won't call out those. But S. Warrior, as well as Bryce, both like the Pels in the first half, winners. Zoned up. I think this was like a same game parlay or something like that. But Aiton, 12 points, Grant, 18 points, plus 102 was a winner. The Chillis with Mercer -2. Winner. I think it was a blowout there. Ronell, he like Keldon Johnson over 18.5 points. That was a winner. Kevin Johnson came with Morehead State plus 13.5. And that was a pretty close game. That was a pretty close game. So that was a winner. And Saturated with Giannis over 12.5 rebounds. Can't forget, last one up here, Jim Turner, Morant over 7.5 assists was a winner. So 15, 7, and 2 from the chat. 1-0 day for myself. That's what we do, man. Let's keep it going here today. This is why we do the show. So let's take a look at the chat for today. Match predictions essay says, I can't miss this show. He was here 45 minutes. I really appreciate you. And it's the highlight of my day, too. I love coming here capping the games with you. Nathan thought he was first, but match predictions was first. And he'll be back later. Let's see. Justin says, yes, sir. Another best bet cash. Let's stay fire. Let's do it. What up, Munaf? Munaf says, -250. Ski's wearing black and plus 110 is red. So what is this? I don't know what color this is. It got a little bit of red on there. Did you hear? A little bit of red on there. But I don't know if this is considered black. So I don't know if who wins. Who wins this bet? What up, Brandon? Nathan liked red. Boofer said purple. Let's see. Josh X says it's a great slate. We will get after it. Hello, Miss Tasha. What up, Sean? Dwight in the building. Let's see. Boo, says he wants a refund. What up, Chad? A lot of people and some new names in here. TJ Hill, what's going on? And Alejandro says, finally, says it's good to catch a live show. Appreciate you tuning in. And he's got take says, when are the Lakers gonna start playing for real? I don't know, but I'm tired of them. They only play the in-season tournament, and in-season tournament is over. So who knows when they're gonna start putting in that effort? But I don't like what I'm seeing. Let's get to it. We have a good amount of games for today. And let's start in rotation order like we always do. First game up will be 5:31, 5:32. We're looking at the Utah Jazz heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. Opened up Cavs -7.5. They are now a 5-point favorite. Total open 227.5. Have not seen much movement there. Injury report. And let me hit refresh because we are past 10:30 where they start to put out some more news. For Utah, looks like Clarkson, Keontae George, and Yurtseven all going to be missing this contest. Donovan Mitchell on the injury report for Cleveland. This is a team that's already missing two starters in Garland and Mobley, also without Jerome and Rubio. So could potentially be without a lot as well for this Cleveland team. Utah is on the front end of a back to back. They play Detroit tomorrow. Cleveland is on the front end of a back to back. They play New Orleans tomorrow. Cleveland is playing at the slowest pace in the league the last 5 games. And if we think they're going to be missing their leading scorer here, Donovan Mitchell, I have to think, leaning a little bit more towards an under. Both teams bottom 10 shooting the three so far this season. So just a combination of those things. This is one of those games where, not one to love, a lot better looks on the slate today, but I would only look towards the under here. And it's interesting to me that Donovan Mitchell on the injury report, and we didn't see really any movement there. So let's see how the chat thinks about this one. But one way ticket for me if I'm betting. Let's see. Jeff says marketing is back. That he is. That he is. Still missing starting point guard and 6 man of the year type deal for Clarkson. What up, Kaysen? Boofer says Donovan Mitchell avoiding the Jazz. We do know he used to play for them. What up, Marvin says for the people? Yes, sir. Just like a lot of people not liking this game. Tomorrow says it's an ugly game. Sam likes marketing to have 25 plus in this one. Net in the building, like in Cavs on the money line. Dante thinks Cavs team total under though. Um, I don't think it's a whole lot to like here. So we should probably keep going. Think we'll find better stuff in the slate. Here's a good information. Sexton revenge game for getting traded. That could very well be there. I didn't look up how Sexton does against this team, but that could be a look. I mean, Donovan Mitchell versus the Jazz, Sexton versus Cleveland. I could absolutely understand that. Wade says never take Jazz. So let's move on. We'll leave that game alone. What up, you Capper? Go ahead and take a look at your text message, bro, when you get a chance. You don't gotta do it right now, but I sent you something I think you think is interesting, or you might enjoy, however you want to say. Next game up. Let's go 533, 534. Charlotte Hornets and Indiana Pacers opened up. Pacers minus 10. No movement. Tens across the board. Well, some 9.5. Total opened up 249. And this is one of the rare Indiana totals that have started to go down a little bit. Low as 248. Injury report for Charlotte. Gordon Hayward, game time, but likely to play. Mark Williams looks like he's more doubtful. They will be without LaMelo Ball. They'll be without Cody Martin and Frank Ntilikina. For the Pacers, Andrew Nembhard out. Miles Turner and Jalen Smith, both game time decision here. Charlotte, I don't like to look at really Charlotte for overs when they're missing LaMelo Ball. So I just know he's a lot of their pace for this team. They're literally the worst offensive rated team in the last 5 games, and you could be missing a couple more guys there tonight. So that makes it tough. But just the pace that Indiana's going to play with, I think they pace anybody up, and neither team good defensively as well. Indiana actually the worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games, and Charlotte bottom 10. 6 of the last 9 meetings have went over. Indiana though is on the front end of a back to back. They play Memphis tomorrow. Indiana 10-3 to the over at home. Charlotte, however, under 4 of their last 5 games. So a little bit of contradicting here. Um, I cannot lay with the Pacers double digits when they're not playing defense and they play again tomorrow. I just can't do it. And they've only covered 1 of their last 6 games. There's no way I could do it. So for that simple fact, if Hornets going to be playing the better defense and don't have a game tomorrow, I lean towards the Hornets plus 10 here from a side perspective. As far as that over is concerned, both teams bottom 5 defending the 3 on the season. So we have that going for us if we like that. And Hornets also 7-4 to the over on the road. So either the over or the Hornets. Only ways that I could look in this game. And let's take a look at the chat. David says, love how you and J Money on back to back shows really help sharpen our minds before the final tickets we put in. Much love for the time and dedication. Appreciate that, David. And glad to I'm glad to hear you enjoy both shows. Let's see. We'll get J Money on here sometime too. Daniel likes the Pacers first half minus 5.5. UCapper says, you think first half over because of a back to back? It could be a good point because if they're winning by margin too, they could sit Halley. I mean, you definitely could see it. First half is 122. So it's not, I mean, it's shaded more for the full game. I understand that thought process of taking the first half. Boofer thinks the opposite. He says this game might be worth waiting for halftime and live bet the over when the total comes down. Says both teams are second half over teams. So maybe not so fast there, UCapper. Match predictions asking if Hallie is fresh. Um, well, they're not on the back to back. They do play tomorrow. I think Hallie is okay, but I worry about the front end of the back to back. What up, Jeffrey? Um, oh, he says he hit him at the blackjack tables last night, just like the wager talk hangout at Circa. Hey, nice work. Hey, you were putting in work at them tables at Circa too. I absolutely remember that. So nice work there. Keep killing them, and good luck today as well. Munaf says we're going to find out how bad this Pacers defense is tonight. Yeah, if they let this Hornets team score like that, then they're absolutely terrible. Net, Mr. Contrarian likes the Pacers minus 10, but not enough to get to the window. David says Pacers first half, get in and get out. That's right. It says Hornets going to play the better defense. Yikes. Yeah, that makes me think it's an overgame when I say that again out loud. Appreciate you, Munaf. Says got to support my guy Ski. Much love. Appreciate you. Joe's in disagreement. Says as bad as the Pacers defense is, Charlotte's offense is worse. Says Charlotte team total under 119. That is an interesting way to look at it there. Um, let's see. Hopefully you guys don't hear that beeping noise. If so, I might have to get up and deal with it. And it went away. So good. Let's see. A couple more comments. UCapper thinks the Hornets can score. Says team total over. Tomorrow says Pacers are not worrying about the game tomorrow, considering how they've been getting smacked up recently. They need this game. Boofer could hear that. He said hot pockets are done. And Brian says he's over at South Point waiting for some bangers. Well, I would only play this game, Hornets or the over. So I guess that combine them, you get UCapper's play. And UCapper says he got to let it cool anyway. Definitely not hot pockets, but you guys hear something in there cooking for sure. Wham Bam in the building says hit the like button, and I appreciate it if you guys can do that because it absolutely helps out the show. Now let's move over to another game. One we feel a little stronger about here. 535, 536, Minnesota and Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Opened up Sixers minus 3.5. Still 3.5 is the consensus right now. Total opened up 224 and a half. We're looking at 226 as a consensus right now. Injury report. I just want to keep hitting refresh to make sure we stay up to the minute. Minnesota, Clark is the only person I see on there. For Philadelphia, they'll be without Batum, um, Morris, and Covington. Both game time decision here. So, as I find my sheet for this one, how I feel about this game, Timberwolves have the best record in the league. And they pop up as an underdog here. They are on the front end of a back to back, though. They play the Lakers tomorrow. So I'm just trying to think why are the Pacers, I mean, are the Timberwolves an underdog here? Is it just because they're on the road? And that could be some of it. Um, 1-3 as a road dog. So when they're playing teams that are better than them, they're not at the house, they can't take advantage. And I think it's a lot to do with their defense not traveling. They give up about 100 points per game at home and closer to like 111, 112 on the road. So I just think that's what it is and why they're not having success versus those top teams on the road. And for Philly, they've been killing teams at home. 9-3 is a home favorite. They've been good lately. They are off of a loss, so I think that makes them a little bit hungrier here. And the last time these teams played, Minnesota did beat the Sixers, but the Sixers were without Embiid and were on a back-to-back, and they were on the road. So I think it's a chance for them. I mean, you can call it revenge if you want. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but they do remember it. I do believe they remember it. And I just like the way Philly's been playing lately. You can argue Philly's been playing cupcakes, but at the same time, who has Minnesota been playing lately? Um, well, their last game was versus the Heat team, who's been pretty inconsistent. Sorry, yes, that Warrior. And they played the Pacers, I know, on a back to back, and without Hallie, or else something. I know Hallie didn't play, so they've been catching teams, and besides that, they played a lot of bad teams too. So combination of all those things, I don't care who the Sixers have played. That's what I'm saying. And you just look at the Timberwolves. The difference here is they've had to travel every single game so far this month. I think it's going to catch up to them when they finally start to play some competition here in the Sixers and even tomorrow versus the Lakers. So give me the Sixers here. Best number I saw was I still see a -3 at circa. I think that's the way to go here. As far as the total is concerned, I mean, I talked about this Minnesota defense, how they give up about 11 to 12 more points on the road. They are 9-4 to the over on the road. Sixers have gone over 8 of their last 11 games, 9-5 to the over at home. For as good as both defenses has been, I think the offenses can still perform. Philly off of a loss as well. I believe I saw it was like 6-1-1 to the over, something like that. Somebody would have to double check me on that. So I think Philly responds offensively, and I don't know how much that Timberwolves defense comes in this game, especially on the front end of a back to back. So Sixers and over, only way to look. Let's take a look at the chat, see what you guys like here. I have a feeling UCapper is gonna like either the Sixers team total over, or he's gonna like the over in this game. Let's see if I'm right. What up, S. Warrior? Says I started early. I sure did. I've been awake quite a while now. Quite a while now. Avery says Sixers -3.5. You don't feel like this is a good spot for the T Wolves, especially with the Lakers on deck tomorrow back at the house where they play extremely well. I'm in agreement with you. Says he sees Joel having an MVP like performance here and always getting Gobert in foul trouble and beat the king of drawing fouls. So we're seeing this game the same way, Avery. Kaysen, though, looking more towards the T Wolves. Tomorrow likes the Sixers all the way in this one. The real DJ coming in. He likes the over 226 here today. Let's see. Avery says Sixers have wings to throw at Ant-Man, like Covington, Tobias Harris, and Morris twin. Yeah, we'd like Covington and Morris to both go. Their game time decision here. But I'm in agreement. Boofer likes the Sixers early. Says get in and get out with the first half. Alejandro in a disagreement says Wolves -3. Sixers facing a step up in defense here. They faced Detroit twice, Washington, Charlotte, and Chicago, where they only put up 104. Chicago's been playing good basketball lately, but I hear what you're saying as far as stepping up in competition. But I disagree as far as stepping up with the defense because I don't think the defense is going to come to play here on the road today. But we shall see. Expat Mark likes 76ers, so does Daniel. Joe is reminding us that the Sixers won 6 of the last 7 matches, but he's saying the same thing. Look at who they played. It says Timberwolves +4 all day. I mean, who have the Timberwolves play? All you guys who say who have the Sixers play? I'm gonna pull it up right now, and we're gonna take a look this month. Let's just see who they played. We can maybe even extend it a little more than this month. But let's see. Click here, Timberwolves schedule. So, like I said, they played a Heat team who's been very inconsistent. They played the Pacers, who I think were on a back to back and were for sure without Halliburton. They played the Mavericks, who I think were missing a good amount of their roster in that game. They played the Pelicans, that who have been playing well, and they actually lost. The Grizzlies, Spurs, the Hornets, who have the Timberwolves been playing? So we gotta throw that out, saying who the Sixers been playing. It's a step up for the Timberwolves as well, my opinion. Sean likes Philly team total over. If you put the way I'm looking at the game together, that's what you get. Sixers and the over. Net, of course, Mr. Contrarian likes the under here. Says maybe under 226. I mean, both teams are capable of playing defense. I just don't see it here tonight. S. Warrior says Sixers side and the over. I'm in agreement. Casing like an Ant-Man to go over his point prop. Says they'll have to go to him with Embiid protecting the paint. I can understand that. What up, Itachi? He's leaning Wolves team total under, so he does think the Sixers bring some defense here. Jim Turner likes the over. Brett likes the Sixers. Torres Smith likes Maxey over 6.5 assists. And UCapper says he was just a lean towards the under in this one. Jeffrey, like an Embiid under his points plus rebounds, says he's 8 out of 8 under in his career against Rudy Gobert when he plays less than 40 minutes. Interesting stat there. I haven't heard that one. So Embiid under points plus rebounds tonight. I think that length is going to bother him there tonight. Dan says Philly first half. Booker says don't look at Philly last 10. I mean, in general, you can argue, but I still think Sixers are the better team. We'll see how it plays out tonight. I know Sixers play cream puffs. I'm saying you can't use that argument to say, look who the Sixers have played, because the Timberwolves have played cream puffs too. We in agreement on that? Or we're not in agreement? It's how I feel. All right, I think we can move on from this one. UCapper says Wolves 91 straight up, 8-1-1 against teams above 500. Opponents 8-2 to the team total under. Okay, so look at this. They're 8-1, 8-1-1 versus greater than 55% win teams. That's what I look at. The same kind of deal as what you put there. So how are they 1-3 as a road dog? They don't show up versus the better teams when they're on the road. It's that simple. Step up in competition for the Timberwolves tonight. All right. Enough about how I feel about that game. Let's keep moving over to 537, 538. That is Miami and Orlando. Opened up Orlando -5. Hasn't moved. Total open 217.5. And it's up as high as 220.5. As far as the injury report is concerned, Jimmy Butler is out. Kevin Love is out. Markel Fultz is out. Joe Ingles is out. So this was a game I know for sure I didn't have the strongest of opinions on. I just for some reason don't play a whole lot of Orlando games. It's been that way for a few years, but they are on the front end of a back to back. They play Milwaukee tomorrow. They have been successful as a home favorite so far this season, 6-1. They've only covered 2 of their last 7 games though, and the Heat have only covered 1 of their last 6. So, like I said, they've been extremely inconsistent. They are without Jimmy Butler, and usually, I want nothing to do with the Heat when they don't have Jimmy out there. So I know Orlando's been a really good first half team, maybe even first quarter. I probably with them on the front end of a back to back. If I'm liking Orlando, I would get in and get out with the first half. Let me take a look at the first half margin for the Heat. Let's refresh this here, and it doesn't want to work for me. But I know Orlando is top 5. There we go. Got the refresh. Orlando's first half margin, they're number 4 with a plus 4.2. The Heat aren't bad. Number 8 plus 3.4. But I just think front end of a back to back, only way I could bet was Magic first half. Let's take a look at the chat. Net says Magic money line. I think they'll win the game. I think it's a little bit pricey just because I don't view the Magic like that, but I still think they can win. Dan agrees first half should be the look. Wham going with Paolo Banchero, PRA. Or said it was on his card last meeting and it won. He's thinking about it here tonight. Brian likes that Magic first half. Brett also likes Banchero over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. Alejandro says fade those Heat without Butler and Love. Joe also thinking Orlando money line. Tomorrow says Magic full game. They got whooped by Boston twice. Says it's a bounce back spot here tonight. As that Warrior says, not so fast. Heat will win. Butler hasn't been up to par recently. Overall, Heat are healthy and in need of a bigger win here with the Cavs coming back. Torres Smith likes Bam over 21.5 points. Raphael liking those Heat +5 as well. So some Heat love coming in. Munaf says Tyler Hero over 21.5 points or take his PRA. Warrior says Duncan Robinson over his points or Jaime Jaquez Jr. over his points. Itachi coming in with the trend. Divisional home favorites off of a loss with more rest are 22-5 to the over going back to last season. So says to play the over here tonight. Appreciate you sharing that. UCapper says no, he's on the under. All right, Travis John sharing some stats though. Says Magic first half at home only 5-5 ATS last 10. Miami 7-2 their last 9 first half on the road against the spread. Good stuff coming in. Let's keep going here. Next game up will be 5:39, 5:40. We're looking at the New York Knicks heading into Brooklyn to take on the Nets. Opened up Knicks -1. They're still -1 as the consensus. Total opened up 233, and that hasn't really moved either. Injury report here for the Knicks. Sims game time decision, and they're still without Mitchell Robinson. For the Nets, Ben Simmons, Dennis Smith Jr., Lonnie Walker, guys who have been out for a while now, continue to be out. So let me get here to my next sheet. This was one that I didn't have the strongest of opinions on. Nets have been good. I mean, you got to win this game. You can't even talk about it against the spread. They've only covered one of the last 5 games. If I look at last 5 game stats, it does all favor the Knicks side. It says they've been the better offense. As bad as the Knicks defense has been lately, still says they've been the better defensive team and rebounding team as well. So I guess, I mean, I do lean towards the Knicks 4-1 as a road favorite. Although the Nets 3-1 as a home dog, but this is a situation you got to win. So with this game, with me not feeling strong, I would just trust what my last 5 game stats are telling me, and they say that the Knicks should get the job done here. So smallest of leans. As far as the total is concerned, it's gone under 5 of the last 7 games for the Nets, over 8 of the last 9 for the Knicks. Knicks 10-6 to the over on the road. Both teams, bottom 6 defensive rated teams the last 5 games. Both teams top 10 shooting a 3 on the season. It's gone over 8 of the last 11 meetings. I think I will lean a little bit more towards more points than not. I'm still not sold. I mean, I know that the Knicks held the Lakers down, but I'm not sold that they fixed the way their defense has been looking lately. So I think the Nets will be able to score, and the way the Nets defense has been looking lately, and Knicks offense has been good. I'll give them that. So I like an over game probably more than anything here. Let's take a look at the chat and see what you guys like in this one. Munaf says this total is high for a reason. Kaysen likes Brunson's points, doesn't care what the number is. Manny likes Brooklyn first half and full game. Booth for asking, is it really a road game for the Knicks? Yeah, same kind of situation, or not same situation, but similar to Lakers Clippers. Don't have to go very far for those Knicks. Jim Turner likes the over. Net likes the Knicks in this one. John, my bad. Let me get to John. Says Randall's been crushing since you called him Trasky. He better at being, man. He's getting paid too much money to go out there looking how he was looking. So maybe you can get another look towards Randall to keep it up. Tomorrow says Knicks have been alternating between win and loss the last 8 games. Nets also need a W after a terrible road trip. So it sounds like he's liking the Nets here. Itachi with another trend here says going back to 2016, divisional dogs coming home off a 5 game road trip are 2-23 straight up. 8%. That's going back, what, 7 years there? I mean, it makes sense when they're dogs, but damn, 2-23. That is the spot that the Nets are in tonight. Appreciate you sharing that. So that's just the fade the Nets, back the Knicks here. And that's what my recent performance stats say too. So I'll put it here on my short list. Not sure that I will get there. But Knicks, what, -1? I'll mark it down there. Appreciate you sharing that. Itachi. Joe says Brunson and Randall will be too much for Brooklyn to slow down, like some on the money line. Dwight also liking the over. I didn't have that on my short list earlier, but I do want to mark it down now because I think that it's a solid play. Brooklyn, New York, over 233. Um, let's see. Travis liking the Nets +1. Let's see. Itachi says, however, divisional favorites coming home off a 5 game road trip are 31-12 straight up. So it depends if you're a favorite or dog, and that makes sense. That's going to alter the straight up numbers. So I get where you're coming from. Says the line matters in this game for sure. Says Hardenstein rebounds and he likes the over in this game, but my pick is okay too. Yeah, that was a crazy day, man. It's crazy that we've been doing this for so long, different platforms, but Mr. Golden Warriors, I still remember that. So, his pick was okay. Knicks team total over, says Munaf. Ace 100 says, my first time to the live was good. Appreciate you tapping in. Um, Always good when you can catch the live show. We can collaborate. A lot of great minds in this chat. So appreciate you tapping in. Can't argue against Brunson over. So we've talked enough about this game. Only, I guess, the Knicks or the over are the ways to look for myself. Let's keep moving along. We still have 5 more games left, and we've been on here for 30 minutes. So next game up, 541, 542. Denver and Toronto opened up Nuggets -5. They are a 4 point favorite right now. Total opened up 228. We're looking at 229. Injury report for the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon is game time decision. For the Raptors, Koloko is out. Gordon is very likely to play though, just FYI. So the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure I'm not, they do not have a winning record on the road. I want to just double check it here because I don't like to say stuff like that. And it's not true, but I'm pretty sure. So Nuggets, yeah, 7-8 so far on the road as a road favorite for. This is confusing me. It says they're 7-8, but as a road favorite 4-9. So I must have wrote something down. I must have wrote the road favorite thing down wrong. But anyway, they don't have a winning record on the road. However, a lot of their season they've been unhealthy. They're pretty damn healthy, as healthy as you can get right here. They've covered 4 of their last 5 games after being pretty poor ATS. This Raptors team has only covered 2 of their last 7 games. However, they are at the house. Are the Nuggets this bad on the road? That's the question. Or is it just because they were unhealthy? I would like to think. I mean, over the past 2 years, Nuggets haven't been the best road team, but I still think they're better than how they showed so far. So with them being healthy, all last 5 game sets, Nuggets top 10 in all the categories that I care about: offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. I can only look towards the Nuggets here. Only way for me to bet this one from a side perspective. As far as the total is concerned, Nuggets have went under 5 of their last 7 games. Pace wise, Nuggets 25th, Raptors 18th last 5 games, so don't expect a whole lot of pace here. 7 of the last 8 meetings have gone over, but I think it's a little bit more of a slower paced defensive game in this one. So lean Nuggets, lean under. Those are the ways that I look at this game. Let's take a look at the chat, see what you guys like here. Avery, not surprising, Mr. Contrarian likes the Raptors +4. Says he likes the spot for the Raptors. They match up very well with the Nuggets with their size and length on the perimeter. They can match that length out there. Give them that. Let's see what else he says. Says we all know too that the Nuggets is a complete different team on the road. This is the Raptors' fourth home game as well, so they're pretty comfortable at the house. All good points by you there, Avery. Great points. Bryce says the lines are sharp again today. Avery says Nuggets shot 53% from three against the Mavs. Says some shooting regression last time and thinks the Raptors going to shoot a little better. So they shot 27% from three last game. Still beat the Hornets by 14. Says he sees them shooting a lot better tonight. That's how Ravino does a lot of his capping too. So that makes sense to me. And I will likely not be on the Nuggets in this one. The real DJ likes the Raptors money line. Interesting. Says Murray back in Canada. He might want to show out against his folks. Boofer prefers Denver at the house. I would agree. Robert Franklin says after scoring 8 points last game, he likes Joker over 25 and a half. Daniel's liking the Raptors +4. There was some good points made by Avery about this Raptors for today. Maybe they can turn it around here. Not enough to put me on the Raptors, but enough to take me off the Nuggets. Joe likes the under 229. He's in agreement with me there. Should be more of an under type game. Dream, what's the vibes? Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure y'all check out my boy Dream. A lot of great prop bets all the time. Very sharp capper. Appreciate you tuning in. Itachi coming in here says Raptors at home this season against non-conference teams have gone under by margin, but it's a small sample size. It's 3-0 to the under by about 22 points per game. Appreciate you sharing that. Munaf likes Jokic on his rebounds and Murray's assist. Travis says Toronto might be that contrarian play to go with. Nuggets getting all the money, line moving towards the Raptors. A little bit of that reverse line movement there. I can understand that. What up, the Chillers? Gave you a shout out for that best bet winner yesterday. Nice work. Ronell says always leaning under. Dream says Maga Porter Jr. 20 points both games last year versus Toronto. That's what he's looking at tonight. What up, Jay Wills? Anthony Richardson is in agreement that Joker could go for 30. Munaf says Aiden got 23 rebounds against the Raptors. Joker going to have 30. So maybe Joker PRA bounce back here. And I don't know, good points are made for the Raptors. Contrarian play for today, but it's making sense. John says, looks too easy to take Denver today. It does. That road record is a concern, and a lot of great points in the chat for the Raptors. So I'll change my mind. I guess I will not be on the Nuggets today. I can't argue against the points that were made for the Raptors. I can understand why this line is moving in their direction. So good stuff. That's why we do this show. Let's keep moving down the list. And David says, smash the like, peeps. Another good show. If you guys, like the show as well, it would help me out quite a bit if you could press that like button just one time for me. Appreciate you. Wham Bam says he's leaning Nuggets for first quarter, but we will move right along. Next game up, we have 5:43, 5:44. Atlanta and Houston opened up. Houston -2.5. They are now a 3-point favorite. Total opened up 233.5. Not much movement there. There are some 234s, but pretty much 233.5. Let's hit refresh one time. We've been on here for about almost 40 minutes. For Atlanta, Bogdanovic's game time decision, but very likely to play. Will be without AJ Griffin and Jalen Johnson again. A lot of usual suspects on this injury list for them. For Houston, Thompson and Tate game time decision, Oladipo out. But this Hawks team, they've been. I mean, I can't even sugarcoat it. They've been ass, bro. They've been ass since Jalen Johnson has been out the lineup. They've covered one game out of their last 11. They have, however, had to travel every single game so far in December. So, it's tough when you got to do that. They're going up against a Houston team who off an overtime game. And I don't usually like to bet on teams off an overtime game, but and the only time Houston has lost at home was off an overtime game. But that was early in the season, October, before the Houston even realized how good they were, before they even, found their identity and started rolling. They've since won 11 straight, and I think that they can still get the job done here. They're 4-0-1 as a home favorite. Every time they play one of these terrible teams, lesser competition, less than 45% win teams, they cover. They're 9-0 in that situation. They've covered 5 of their last 7 games. I get we don't always like Houston as um we always don't like Houston as a favorite, but I have to take them in this spot. They've been a better defense. They've been a better rebounding team. Atlanta's just a clear fade, time in and time out. So Rockets, only way for me to bet that game. And as far as the total is concerned, I think I'll leave that one alone. I think I'll leave it alone. But Hawks, they play up tempo. They don't play any defense. Rockets a little bit of the opposite. So that's why really, I can't really get there with the total. Let's take a look at the chat. They're in agreement about those uh those Hawks, and makes no. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. Net likes the most trash team so far for today. As bad as the Hawks been, he says, run to the window and give me the Hawks because nobody wants them. Nobody wants the Hawks today. And I understand if you like to bet contrarian. I get it. And I've seen you have success in that. Another contrarian better, Hawks +3. It's just me against the world, he says, Tupac voice. This is that game. So this might be contrarian play of the day. Avery says it's a trap game today. I don't like Houston off that overtime game. But no way in hell is Atlanta getting my money. No, not at all. I get it. You want to fade the public, but it doesn't always result in a winner. I think today is one of those days. Kaysen says Hawks haven't been a team that is over 500 since November 10th, and it was a neutral site. Torres likes Houston -3.5. Showtime, like in the Hawks +3, says fading Rockets off an overtime loss, plus third game in 4 nights. The third game in 4 nights is a reason not to like them. But I would argue all the travel Atlanta's been doing, probably a reason why they're not covering games. And I think that travel, still something to look at for this game today. Here come the hot pocket jokes again. They're like, damn, where you at? It's ready. It's been ready. Let's see a couple more comments. Brett likes Jalen Green over 18.5. Ronell likes Houston on the first half. Munoz says Capella revenge game. You don't look at his rebounds, double double. What you looking at? Daniel likes the Rockets. Let's see. Dan asking if the Hawks have won a road game. They have. They have. They don't win too many. Over the past few years, Hawks have been a very poor road team. Travis says he got a little bit of CLV, got Houston -2.5 last night. Kevin Johnson says home team off road overtime game plus third and 4 nights. Plus opponent win percentage less than 45 or 0-18 ATS since 2015, failing to cover by an average of 11.3 points per game. I don't think you can put in a query to get specifically third and 4 nights. I don't think that's possible. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's possible. But regardless, I understand this. I understand it. And usually I would not back a team in this situation. However, they face the Hawks today. And the Hawks, it's just an asterisk next to that team. You can't bet them the same way as you betting everybody else right now. What are those teams when the other team is had to travel every game for this month? That's what I'm looking at today. Let me take a look at something real quick. Let me pull it up. Hawks. They have played some okay teams on this trip. The Nuggets, the Sixers, the Bucks. They played some solid teams. Rockets are solid too, though. So we shall see. We'll see how it shakes out. Anthony likes a team total over for the Rockets. Brett says Murray over 4.5 assists as a best bet. Taji says Hawks been asked. Houston cooks at home. The interesting trend. Home phase with 1 day's rest off an OT loss. That was on the second leg of back to back. See, that's how you have to type it up. Those are those ATS stats, 4 and 22 ATS going back to 2015. And I get that. Tariq says you just top time. Pick yesterday. He likes Houston first half. Jim says Houston is the best bet. A lot of Houston left. The only people liking Atlanta are the contrarians, and it makes sense. It makes sense. I have a question. This is, I mean, it's not the exact same because of overtime and all this stuff. This game is reminding me. I'm gonna keep scrolling through some comments while I talk. But this game is reminding me of that Clippers game versus the Pacers, where it looked real easy to take the Clippers minus the three, and we made it difficult trying to be contrarians, and the Clippers killed the Pacers. I could see something like that happening, even though it's off of an overtime game for these Rockets. That's just how I think about this one. See if we can find any more comments. Itachi said you can do third and four nights query. You kept her as well. Yeah, you guys got to show me how to do that one. I didn't know how to do that one. All right, let's move right along. Contrarians like the Hawks. Majority of everybody else likes, and there goes Itachi showing us how to do it. Appreciate that, Itachi. Let's keep moving. Next game, next game up, and yeah, Jim Turner says exactly right. Ski don't make it difficult. I was disgusted with being on the Pacers in that game. I had no business being on the Pacers. What reason was I taking the Pacers besides Hallie was going to play and nobody? The line looked kind of funny for the Clippers. It was no reason to take him. In retrospect, I'm not making bets like that. I mean, I'm not gonna have. I'm personally not gonna have a winning season if I continue to make bets like that. So I'm not making a bet like that today. Other people could have better success when they do it, but I do not. I will not do it today. Next game up, 545, 546. Lakers and Bulls opened up Lakers -5. They are down to -4 as a consensus. There's a 4.5 circa, so make sure you line up depending on what side you like. Total opened up 224.5. We're looking at 224. Injury report. Vanderbilt, game time decision, but likely. Same can be said for Gabe Vincent. The true game time decisions, per usual, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. For the Bulls, Caruso, very likely to play along with Patrick Williams. Torrey Craig, Levine, both still out for the Chicago Bulls team. Let me take a look here. Both teams on the front end of back to backs. Lakers play Minnesota tomorrow. Bulls play the Spurs. Lakers looking pretty pathetic ever since they won that in season tournament. They've covered one game out of their last five, and they are 9-6-1 to the over on the road, but they've gone over seven of those road games in a row. The Bulls, they've gone over five of their last six games, and they have been playing well. They've covered eight of their last nine. I think that coincides with when Levine got out of the rotation, out of the lineup. So you got guys in there who want to play. You can have Billy Donovan, and you have guys like Nick Vucevic or Nikolas Vucevic um, talking about how you got guys who are all playing together and playing for each other, and that's why they're starting to win against the number. So I'll lean towards the Bulls here until the Lakers show me something. I'm not interested in laying any kind of points with them. Um, I think the Bulls, you ride that streak until it falls off. You got guys who have some stuff to prove. Kobe White, that's been a play that you ride. They continue to raise his prop. You continue to go over since Levine has been out. Only way to look as far as that's concerned. I'm pretty sure the chat will agree too. As far as the total, I kind of, I think the Lakers, if they're going to win, it's going to be with defense. The Bulls haven't been playing the fastest, but Billy Donovan wants them to play faster, and they have been going over. 7 of the last 8 meetings have gone over. I want to lean towards the over here. I really do. It's just tough when I think about that Lakers defense. So lean over. Didn't get to the window with it. Let's see what the chat likes here today. David asking, does Kobe White hit his points again? I don't see why he doesn't. Think he's averaging more like 26ish since Levine went down. Net liking the Bulls +4. Avery says can't touch this game. Lakers got T Wolves on deck. D'Lo and Vando revenge game. That is true. Nathan says you can't face Chicago till you see otherwise. Dia likes AD over 28.5 points and 30 plus. He also likes AD over 41.5 points plus rebounds. He's from Chicago. Thinks he's gonna go back home and show out tonight. Good luck there, Dia. Think that's a nice look. Torres is rocking with Kobe White over 22.5 points. Showtime says keep riding the Bulls. Robert says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kobe White, and I understand that. Brian also looking towards the same way. Tomorrow, feeling a little bit different. Says letdown spot for the Bulls after a big win versus Philly. Says Lakers smack up the Bulls tonight. And Mr. Contrarian Avery says he wants to take the Lakers -4 pretty bad. Might get there, says he'll think about it. Travis likes the Bulls +4.5. He's in agreement with me, says need to see something from this Lakers team before we start to back them again. I'm in agreement. Let's see. Saying Levine is good as gone with how White has been playing. Yeah, I agree. Only a matter of time. Tasha says, "Oh my God, Ski going against his boys." Hey, I can't rock with the Lakers in this one. I just can't do it. And Joe likes the Bulls as well. So only the Bulls, only the over. Kobe White props also look good to me. Anthony Davis, a solid shout out from Dia. I think there's a lot of ways you can approach this game. And I will write, I won't even write it. I don't want to bet that game. I just want to watch it, honestly. But I lean towards the over. I really do. Um, let's keep going here. Got a couple more games on the slate. 547, 548. I don't want to Let me just cut that out right there. The Clippers heading into Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Opened up Clippers -3.5. They're a 2 point favorite now. Total open 240.5 and is down to 236.5. Injury report for the Clippers. Paul George has popped up on there. He's game time decision, I think, with an illness. Bones Highland and Norman Powell also game time decision. Plumlee is going to be out there for Dallas. Josh Green, Kyrie, Maxi Kleber, and Lively all out. This one, Clippers are on the front end of a back-to-back. They play OKC tomorrow. Could be a game that Paul George cares a little bit more about. But Clippers have been playing really well lately. It's hard to go against the Clippers. Um, but the last game where they played the Mavericks, there's a lot of shit talking going on, man. Russ, continuing to tell his teammates, go at Luca. The Clippers, I feel like the Clippers got the message. Like they heard everybody talking about how Luca's been bullying them. They got so much to where they were talking about it on NBA TV, TNT, everywhere. They're talking about how Luca just destroys the Clippers. And I feel like that was like a pride showing. Like, nah, you're not gonna continue to punk us type deal. So in that game, also um, Luca hurt his hand. It was something he hurt his hand, and he only shot 1 from 8 from three. With that said, he still scored 30 points in that game. We usually do look at Luca points over anytime he plays the Clippers, but it's just gotten a little bit too high right now. It's all the way up to 36.5. He averages 33.5 um, so far in the season. He has been had what 11 plus 30-point games in a row. Versus the Clippers in his career, he averages 32.8. The last 9 games, he averages 38.3. He absolutely could go over that 36.5. But I just think that the number it's not the right number to continue to bet. That's just how I feel. So I didn't get to the window with it. I do think Dallas cares a lot about this game from how the last matchup ended up. But didn't have enough balls to get to the window with it. So lean, Mavericks, +2, and I guess just a lean towards Luca to get his point prop, but not sure I can get to the window with either. Let's see what you guys like in this game. Munaf says he got a run, dropping his best bet a little early, likes the Knicks and Nets over 233. Appreciate that and have a good one there, Munoz. Good luck on your action today. UCapper likes the Clippers team total over. Nat likes the Clippers to win tonight. Ryan says, of course, Luca props. It's kind of up there today, man. I can't run to the window with Luca like I usually do. The Chiller says he's feeling Dallas money line in a revenge spot. Chiller says, bet it. Keith says Luca got hit in the nose. I swear it was just something with his hand. Eric's gonna ride with the Clippers. Just a hot hand, and PG was talking at the team, just clicking right now in their podcast. Says Dallas is thin. D Trip says no lively, like in Luke on his PRA. Thinks he'll snag some of those rebounds as well. Daniel likes the Clippers team total over. Mavs haven't been playing a whole lot of defense, so I can understand that. Mario still thinks Luca props are live. Tariq says he likes the Clippers, can't do it. He said, I think he's saying Luca can't do it all. Bitchy says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No Kyrie, no lively. Luca over 2.5 first quarter rebounds. I could argue first quarter points as well. Could be good to play him in that first quarter where he plays majority of of that quarter. I think that's a solid look there. David says Clippers have plenty of bodies to throw at Luca to not hit those points. Says he doesn't know. They've had plenty of bodies for years, and he's continued to do it. But we'll see. We'll see if they have a higher effort to not let him go off like they did in that last game. I agree. He hates them, but we'll see how it shakes out. Let's keep going. Let's get to the last game for the day. I am ready to eat what's over there beeping at me, and we've been on here for about an hour, almost an hour. So it is about that time. Next game up, it is going to be 5:49, 5:50. Celtics heading into Sacramento. Opened up Celtics minus 2.5. Flip of favorites. We now see the Kings minus 2.5. Total open 232.5. And we're looking at 237.5. Injury report for Zingas. Game time decision with that calf injury. Cornette out for the Kings. Alex Lynn will be out here. So there is something that I look at. I'll shout it out. Just shout it out real quick. Something I look at as far as query wise, and it's when two extremely like competitive teams play, better than 60% win teams, and you have a high total higher than 230. I like to think when those Titans clash, we see more defensive games, and the query backs that up. But it's how much do I trust Sacramento to be playing defense here? Um, that's just not their strong suit. They have been playing better defense lately, but how much can I actually trust them? I know they play with pace, and even when they win, sometimes they allow their opponents to score a lot of points. So it makes it tough. They've gone over what 8 of their last 11 games, over 8 of their last 9 home games. It makes it tough to follow that query or that trend when you have this other conflicting information. For the Celtics, they have been playing slower lately. Bottom five in pace the last 5 games, top 10 defensive rated team in the same span. And they are off a back to back overtime game. So we could see some guys sitting for this Celtics team. I really was trying to get there with the under in the game or the team total under for the Celtics, but I trust the Kings defense a little bit. I don't trust them that much. So I think the better bet would probably be to take the Kings here. Have been a better offense, have been a better rebounding team, have the rest advantage, not off an overtime game, etc., etc. So I think Kings are the better bet in that game. And don't be surprised if you see some people sitting for the Celtics side. Take a look at the chat. Oh, it's De'Aaron Fox's birthday. Maybe you have to turn up for his birthday out there in the court. We'll see. I don't know what his point prop is, but people do like to perform well on their birthdays. Nathan says cold hot pockets. Showtime says Kings on the money line. Eric says that food cold as hell. Now Ski, you have to reheat. Yeah, I might have to hit that button one more time while I do my timestamps. You're absolutely right about that. It's the Kings tonight, minus 2.5. Daniel says Celtics first half +1. S. Warrior likes to over in this one. Ned says it's the first time this season that Boston is an underdog. Just thinks that is a sign that the Kings should win. Demoski says what service provides the database used for a query? Killer Sports is one. Give me the dog is one. Those are the two that I would go to. I usually use Killer Sports first, but those are the two. Demoski. Yeah, another good point. Freaky Tweaky says, "Do we have an update on Tatum's ankle? He did get banged up. I was surprised to see him go back out there, but they could choose to rest him if his ankle is a little, you know, not feeling right today." Bryce says Boston should be minus 4.5. Maybe a little telling that Kings are favorites here. Jeff likes the Kings over their team total. Christian Davis says Fox PRA. Fox points are at 29.5. Yeah, I have to think he could definitely get a 30 piece here tonight. I don't know how much Boston will be interested in playing defense on a back to back off an overtime game. PRA is 36.5, or P plus A, sorry. Points plus assists if you would like to include the assist. Itachi says leaning Kings team total over. Every training has with road dogs facing non-conference teams off an overtime loss with no rest points to the over. David says Boston 2-8-2 ATS on the road, going with Sacramento. Kristen says, "What do I like? I would only look towards the Kings. I could go for that Fox prop. I could go for I could maybe even go for Kings team total over. Boston, I think somebody's gonna sit. I really do. What up, AOD? And I'm not mad at the Kings team total over. I said I don't think Celtics care too much about defense tonight. We shall see. So we got through every game on the board for the NBA for today, like we always usually do. And took us an hour and 2 minutes to do so. So how many games do we have here? One, two, three, four, five. We had 10 games. So about 10 minutes per game, minus the introduction. Maybe, yeah. So I think we did all right. I think we did all right. Oh, no, no, no. I can't do math now. I'm too hungry. My brain stopped working. But you guys get what I'm saying. What is that? Let's try to do math. 8? I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying. I think we made good time. But it's that part of the show where we get to best bets. And per usual, like I say, the chat is sharp. Make sure y'all pay attention to the chat. It's time for the chat. Y'all drop y'all best bets, and I will put them up on the screen before we get out of here. I'll put a good portion of them up before we get out of here. And the chat went 15, 7, and 2 on their best bets yesterday. And chat has been cashing tickets. So while I look over my short list here, let me take a look and let's see what we get to the window with here for the best bet for the show. So I want to check one more thing. One more thing here. And let me see that. I like that. So my best bet for the show. I have a feeling what everybody's going to use for the best bet. And I like that play too. But I don't think I'm going to use it for the best bet for the show. So let's take a look at the chat. Let's shout out some of these ones that are coming in before I give my best bet. And also, promo wise, I gotta do my promo. It's rare for me to have top plays. I don't have them extremely often. I think my last one was around Thanksgiving time or maybe shortly after. But I do have a 3% best bet up and available at wagertalk.com. So if you would like to be involved, you guys can find my work at Wager Talk. So best bets in the chat. Let's get to it. Travis Johns likes the Rockets -3, Bulls +4.5. And by the way, guys reminded me of 60 minutes in an hour. But only 2 or less best bets, please. And please include the line so I can come back and grade them. Helps me out. It makes it easier for me. The Chilix likes Heat +5 and St. Louis +12.5. versus NC State in college basketball. I appreciate you sharing that. Daniel says Clippers team total over. It's his best bet. Let's see. Avery Smith, with his usual double best bet, likes the Sixers minus 3.5 and the Raptors +4. That Raptors made an impression on me. Hopefully you cash, brother. Hopefully you cash. Showtime says Kings on the money line for his best bet. Torres Smith likes Fox PRA. Fitzy likes Luca first quarter rebounds over 2.5. Hoofer has one bet today so far, so I guess it's his best bet. Sixers first half minus 1.5. Tomorrow likes Rockets minus 3.5. Justin says North Carolina -3. Siete Catorce TV. That's Jokic under on his PRA. Please, guys, try to put the line that you're getting so I can come back and grade it correctly. Wham Bam likes Nuggets first quarter -1. Sharing some stats there why he likes it. David Katz likes Kobe White over his points. I do know that one is 22.5. Kevin Johnson likes Iowa team total over 102. Is that correct? That can't be correct. Iowa team total over 102 seems a bit much. Kaysen says Rockets -3. Brunson points and T-Wolves. Breaking rules there, Kaysen. It's too many best bets. Sober Slide likes the Sixers -3.5. Dan likes Sixers first half. Mario likes the Rockets. A lot of best bets coming in here. I love it. Brian likes the Rockets and the Kings. S. Warrior is loyal to his soil, likes the Heat +5.5, and Jaime Jaquez over his points. Looks like Kristen going with Sixers. Joe the Gambler likes the Pacers. Tim likes the Nets. Haven't heard too many people on the Nets -1.5. David K. It's a lot of David K, so I have to be more specific. David Kleiner, like in Houston and Kings moneyline parlay. Jim Turner, like in DeJounte Murray PRA, and Sexton over his points. Yes, 2 is all good. 2 is absolutely good. Let's see. Lucky Power likes the Bulls plus the points. DB likes the Hornets and Pacers over 248.5. Jeff H likes Clippers -2. I love this, man. We come in here, we cap all these games, we share it with each other. All of us versus the bookies, man. All of us together. Let's see. VC just reminding everybody hit that like button. And Brian H likes Houston -3.5, Kings -3.5. Okay, watch this. He had a winner last time on the show, so I got to shout it out. Hayward over 16.5 points. And VC3 likes the Nets money line. Chris Mack, Joker, triple-double. And Joe S likes Pirtle over 17.5 points plus rebounds. Good stuff. A lot of best bets in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Dr. Shilly reminding everybody to hit the like button. For my best bet for the show, I will go with, I think it was the third game that we talked about today. So if I can find it on my sheet here, there we go. We'll rock with the Sixers. Best number you can still get is -3 over at Circa. That's what I got. That's what I'll give for my best bet. Timberwolves, too much travel. Best record in the league and an underdog. Front end of a back-to-back versus the Lakers tomorrow. 1-3 as a road dog for as good as they've been so far this season. I think that the Sixers take advantage. A lot more reasons in the breakdown I gave earlier, but best bet for the show, we're rocking with the Sixers -3. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Like I always say, a lot of great insight, and we in the chat, and we have a great time as well. So I wouldn't do the show any other way. Anybody who ever asks, shows to be shorter, less of the chat, etc., I will never do that. The show is absolutely nothing without the chat, and I will always let you guys know I appreciate you. Hit the like button on the way out. Best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all your action. I will catch you guys again tomorrow with Mr. Ravino, and then again with Dutch Wham Bam and Babano. Peace.